Carmentary! What's up, everybody? How you doing? I'm gonna change the camera angle here real quick like. Just hold on a second. I feel like giving you the outdoor view today. It's so beautiful. Springtime here in Hokkaido. Gonna talk about a little tourism incident, little news story that popped up in my feed recently. And it was just so stupid that I just thought, oh, I gotta tell everybody about this one. So this is the story of over-tourism and the stupidity that it creates. Down in the prefecture called Shizuoka, or maybe it's Yamanashi. I'm not sure exactly which prefecture, but one of the prefectures that contains or I think there's several prefectures that border Mount Fuji, the famous, iconic Japanese volcano, Mount Fuji, the highest mountain in all of Japan. I climbed it once, great experience, would love to go back again. Amazingly beautiful mountain, spiritual mountain, really, really something special. So obviously it's a big draw for tourists. Obviously a lot of people want to take a picture of it. That's understandable. Now, there is a LAWSON brand convenience store. This is a big chain here in Japan. It's like a 7-Eleven. LAWSON. It may be the #1 convenience store brand. 7-Eleven is also pretty big here. It's now called 7&I Holdings is the actual name. A Japanese company bought out the brand quite a few years ago. So there's a LAWSON that sits on the side of a road with no other buildings around it, and maybe, I don't know, it might be rice fields or something. It's pretty like flat land around it. It's a convenience store that just happened to be built on a road with nothing around it. And right behind it, a little bit in the distance, but still fairly close, is Mount Fuji, the famous mountain. So I had seen or heard about this LAWSON before. Maybe it was on Instagram, I don't know, somewhere. Someone posted a photo. It's like Japan's most picturesque convenience store. And it's a photo of this LAWSON with Mount Fuji perfectly situated in the back. It's not like, it was just sort of in the view. It's like, it's right behind it. The way, the angle they built the building on is like, it's perfect. You just stand across the street, you take the photo, and there's this massive volcano sticking out of the top of the convenience store. So it's an iconic photo, right? It's a cool thing. You go, if there was other buildings, if there was like some crane in the background, something ruining it, it would not be as cool. So I understand that. I think everybody, who sees it would be like, oh, this is gonna be a great photo. All right, now let's cut to the chase. Apparently, so many people were coming to take photos of this LAWSON. Tourists, obviously. Locals, they don't care. They see that every day. They're like, hell with that. Tourists come to this LAWSON now, probably specifically to take this photo, because maybe they've seen it on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever. And they're like, oh, I want to get a shot of that too. In the article, it did not specify exactly what the problem was. I am guessing that there's traffic problems being caused. Maybe people have to walk out into the road to get the photo, or they have to walk across the road and it's like a busy road and there's no crosswalk there, and they have to like jaywalk to get to the spot where they need to take a photo, or maybe there was an accident, who knows? But I'm assuming it has something to do with that kind of behavior. The local city and I don't know who, maybe there were complaints, but apparently they've decided to build a large net behind the LAWSON to block the view of Mount Fuji. Can you believe that? They're going to build a net they're gonna get cranes and construction workers and steel beams and all this stuff, and they're gonna dig holes and put concrete foundations in, and they're gonna build a big ass net. And I'm sure it's gonna be like a dark colored net. Now we have these nets at the ski resorts near the top of the mountain where the lifts and the gondolas are. Sometimes they'll put them up to cut down on the wind, and they build them with these like big steel H-beams, and they'll put this net on, and you can get it in a variety of colors. They'll also use them for, you know, like golf practicing ranges, stuff like that. So they're gonna build this big ass net to block out the view of Mount. They're gonna ruin the view of Mount Fuji to discourage tourists from coming there to take a picture. Can you believe that shit? Wow. I just can't believe that you couldn't, if you have that kind of money, if you have the budget, or you can allot the budget to build a screen behind a convenience store, it's gotta cost a couple $100,000 US dollars to build this screen. It's not gonna be like a $5,000 mission. This is gonna be a big, expensive project. And you're doing it to discourage people from coming. I mean, how crazy is that? You would think that you could build like maybe a walkway across the road, like an elevated walkway. Or even go so far as to say, hey, yeah, we have, you know, our little town here, whatever it's called, has the most picturesque convenience store in all of Japan. We're number one. We're gonna build like this, you know, steel frame walkway where you can walk up on it and you can get the most amazing photo of the Lawson. We're gonna make a little stage so you can do dance routines and post TikTok videos. You know, we're gonna have refreshments. We're gonna sell t-shirts. Japan's most picturesque Lawson. Here it is. You couldn't figure out a way to spend that budget to make something positive, to figure out a way, if all those people are coming there for that reason, couldn't you like milk them for another 500 yen each? Maybe you could build this photo spot, you know, bridge, and charge people to get on it. I don't know. I'm just saying, why did we have to go down the crazy negativity route rather than the let's make this work to our advantage road? Wow. So there you have it. And, you know, it was a short little story that popped up on my feed. I didn't get, you know, a ton of info out of it, but they were saying that they were going to start building this screen like within the next week. Like this was happening immediately. Like they were on it. It wasn't in planning. It wasn't being discussed. It was decided. Money had been allotted. Some company had been, you know, tapped to take care of it. And they were on the case. We're going to get rid of that view. Now, personally, I'm such a wacko. I am now more interested in actually going there and seeing it with the net. I think maybe they've screwed themselves. They shot themselves in the foot with this one. They're like, oh, we're gonna block out the view and no one's gonna come. This is great. And then it turns out that everyone's like, let's go take a picture of the stupidest thing we've ever heard of. And they go take a picture of Lawson with a net hiding Mount Fuji in the background. Maybe, I said a brilliant idea. Maybe they'll build the net and then someone could go there and draw a picture of Mount Fuji on the net. How about that? It could be like a Banksy kind of a project, you know? Like a graffiti artist could go there and make this highly detailed, beautiful picture of Mount Fuji on the net that's blocking the view of Mount Fuji. Why the hell not? All right, folks, that's it. That's my rant for today. Got a new channel here for the podcasts. I gave up. If you're one of the few who listens to the very end, I have given up on posting my podcasts and commentaries and these rants on my normal channel. It just doesn't seem to work. They get a few views, but I think it's just sort of people who click on it to see what I'm doing and then realize I'm just talking in my car and they click away. So I gave up and decided to go down the road of what YouTube recommends, basically. You know, one channel for one thing. I like the idea of having a channel that's everything, but it just doesn't seem to work. So we're gonna start fresh, and we're gonna have a new channel here just for my rants and podcasts and stuff like that. So hopefully you can subscribe to this channel, and we'll keep things amusing. I'm gonna be starting up a new style, more like a radio show, going back to what I used to do many, many years ago. I used to be a radio DJ for about 6-7 years. Actually, about 8 years. And I'm gonna start something called Screenshots. It's gonna be my new show, a little long form radio style show, not recorded in the car. This one will be in a place with a better sound quality. So look forward to that. That's gonna be coming up soon. Might play some music on there as well. Thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. And remember to always drive safe.